Hi, I'm Julia, and today I'm going to talk about human resources. With human resources, we can both describe the people who work for a company or the department responsible for managing resources related to employees, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Human resources involves taking care of all the things related to managing the organization's human capital. These practices are used to direct the employees according to the company's objectives, goals, and align them with the HR policies and organizational strategy. And it also involves both strategic and comprehensive approaches to managing people and the workplace culture and environment. The main model today for people management is the management by competencies that provides tools to carry out management and development of people with clarity, focus, and these tools that are provided are aligned with the job and function features inside the company, of each company. This model of management has its subsystems, which are mapping and measurement by competences, that is the identification of necessary requirements to perform a function inside a company. Competency selection, that are interviews to identify if the candidate has the ideal profile for the position. Competency assessment, that is to check if the profile of employees is aligned with their function. And skill development plan, that is used to improve the individual profile of each employee. Now I'm going to present the most usual HR services. The first one is assessment, that consists in behavior analysis using assessment techniques. Headhunting, that is the selection of outstanding professionals for senior positions. Outplacement, that is helping employees to continue with their professional life, which often includes finding a new opportunity for them. Outsourcing, which is outsource a service that is not considered central for the business. Recruitment and selection, that is used to select the most suitable professionals to perform a function in a company. Now I will present you the areas and responsibilities of the HR department. The HR management is focused on a number of major areas, which are recruiting and staffing, compensation and benefits, training and learning, labor and employer relations, and organization development. As the HR has many areas, it is common for the professionals to have knowledge and skills in more than one area. And some of the careers that a professional can lead to are training development specialist, that is, he finds needs of training and development in the company, then organizes a training for the employees and the customers. HR manager, that basically oversee the department functions and manages the employees. Benefits specialist, that he manages the company's employees' benefits and retirement programs. The HR generalist, that we run the daily functions of the HR department. That includes hiring, interviewing staff, payment, benefits, enforcing the company policies, the company practices. Employment services manager, that manages the selection and implementation of employee engagement programs that are used for attract and retain employees. And these are focused on work life, childcare, discounts, training, education, compensation and job analysis specialist that conduct the compensation and the benefits programs. They also evaluate position descriptions to determine some details like salary. Training and development manager, that this professional function is to oversee training programs, staff, budgets, then so they are responsible for creating and selecting the course content materials for training programs for the employers. Recruiter, this professional has to ensure that the company attracts, hires, retains the best employees. Benefits counselor. This professional manages the employee benefits program in a company, and the personal analyst evaluates current and potential employees, help organize employee positions, conducting examinations for management, and also train personnel for a variety of positions. Importance and focus. HR management involves developing and administering programs that are designed to increase the effectiveness of an organization or business. It includes creating the employer-employee relationship. The role of the human resource professionals is to ensure that the human capital is being supported through the management programs, the policies, and the procedures in the company, and by maintaining a positive work environment through effective employee-employer relations. The concept behind human resource management is that employees who are subject to effective human resource management are able to effectively and productively contribute to a company results. So it ensures that the company goals and objectives are accomplished. And today the HR department is responsible for much more than the administrative tasks. Instead, these members are more focused on adding value to the strategic utilization of the employees and ensure that the employee programs are impacting the business in a positive and measurable ways. Today, the HR management teams focus their effort on 5 critical areas, which are define and align organizational purpose, and a company's employees must be able to understand why the company exists in order to achieve a good performing in the organization. So the employees need to understand how their efforts are aligned with the organization's purpose. Recruit the best talent by creating an employee value proposition, that because when there are misconceptions about the organization, when there is these misconceptions about an organization, uh, many employer-employee relationships can fail. So the company needs to create a real employee value proposition to not mislead in potential employees. Focus on employee strengths. Companies must make every effort to understand what candidates and employees do best and put them into roles where they can play to their strengths as much as possible, so they can have a better performance and also bring results to the company. Create organization alignment. The achievements must be aligned with the organization objectives in order to build a successful organization. Accurately measure the same things. All internal departments and employees must be measuring the same things to achieve an organizational result and to ensure that everyone knows exactly where the organization is at all time. Now I'm going to talk about strategic planning. HR department strategic planning should be an integral part of the organization's strategic planning and should contribute to the achievement of the organization's objectives by encouraging the achievement of each person's individual objectives. For a company to be successful and achieve its goals and remain competitive in the market, one factor become very important for this to happen, which is the strategic planning. Develop a good strategic planning. Within this context, the presence of the HR professional is essential, as this will be the area that will contribute to the achievement of corporate objectives, and at the same time will seek to meet the needs of the employees. The advantage of developing strategic planning in HR is that through this action, the company will be able to ensure the alignment of actions focused on talent management with the organization's strategy and business, and consequently with the achievement of results. It is important that the company gives a path to be followed by the people that will carry out the process by planning. So planning is essential to establish the results indicators. The first steps for the HR area to develop a good work is to know the business, and the context of the organization is included, which is the market, trends, the competition. And another relevant factor is to maintain a close link between proposed actions and the company values and missions. So this will demonstrate that the HR area really knows the needs of the employees, and for this, HR needs to talk and to be close to employees. And during the preparation of this strategic planning, the HR area needs to know the available resources, the team involved in the process, the possibilities for innovation, and the possible changes in the business in short, medium, and long terms. Another aspect to be taken into account is to respect the organizational culture. So if the company wants to change this culture, it is necessary to think that these actions must be planned and must occur gradually. And despite the importance of strategic planning for a company, it is often overlooked. This is usually due to the fact that the HR area does not have sponsorship from management. And even if the HR department is not responsible for making this strategic planning, it is important that part it is an important part and must be taken into account in the strategy. And another issue that brings problems to the success of this work is the lack of communication. So when the planning or when the strategic planning is complete, uh, it is necessary to inform the employees with an overview of what will be done and the reason that led the company to make this decision. And this way, the professionals will understand everything that's happening, will understand the limits of performance, and will become more aware of what will happen, of what will be achieved in the established time of the planning. So I hope that everyone has understood a little more about the HR department and its importance for the success and good functioning of a company. Bye.